output of this deck is limitless, be careful. Have you heard about Raven's Claw with fly and flip? We're taking them all. So much damage, we're ready to blow. Prize after prize, not many to draw. Prepare to get terminated. All the evolutions get frustrated when they go back in the hand and get eliminated. It's so blatant, Epseon can hardly wait. With Tapu Koko, it's just fate. Spreading damage, what a chance. No need for revenge when your bench is perished. Yeah, you cannot hide. We are going from the left to the right. 20 damage on everything, so say goodbye. Our damage output is getting quite high. An overlook stage 1 could become the new #1. A new road deck could be fun. Oh wait, what do you say? You're already done. Rough seas might give it some trouble, but sorry to burst your bubble. After rotation, no more struggle. Honchkrow takes us round, so time to reshuffle. There's no stopping it. No escape when you get hit. There's no stopping it. No escape, hit after hit. What's up YouTube, it's Sup TCG here and welcome to episode 121. First up, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more great TCG content like this. New deck analysis videos come up on the channel every Wednesday. Anyways, today we are gonna look at another new deck from the Guardians Rising set, Honchkrow Tapu Koko. Alright, so the main strategy is to spread around damage with the promo Tapu Koko card and then finishing the job with Honchkrow. For those of you that aren't familiar with Tapu Koko, it's a Sun and Moon promo 30, and Tapu Koko is a lightning type, being a lightning type with free retreat, having 110 HP, so it's definitely something you have to include in a deck like this. It also has the most awesome attack called Flying Flip for a single DCE, dealing 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon, and that can add up to a ton of damage to help Honchkrow out with the damage output. It also has a second attack, but we're not using that in this type of deck. Okay, now that the Finish Him card, Honchkrow, that is also a 110 HP Pokemon, but it's a Dark type stage 1 Pokemon. It's weak to Lightning, which might cause some trouble here and there in the future because Tapu Koko GX will be a deck on its own, doing really well coming out of the Burning Shadow set, so definitely be careful of that. Other than that, it's a nice card that has a resistance to fighting, which is nice considering that the Tapu Koko card is weak to fighting, and that makes it to overcome the biggest threats like Lycanroc GX and Zygarde. Having that resistance is nice. Also, Honchkrow only has 1 retreat cost, so we can easily get it out of the active position if we wanted to. Its first attack for a Dart Energy lets you deal 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, which is decent, but that's all about the second attack with this one. Then it shines. Raven's Claw deals 10 damage plus 10 more for each damage counter on all of your opponent's Pokemon, and that again only for a DCE. So you see the synergy and where I'm going with this. The synergy is definitely there. First up, we spread around damage with the promo Tapu Koko a few times, and then we come out of nowhere, when we end the 1-hit KO range of the Raven's Claw, then we come out with our Honchkrow, boom, like that, and get ourselves the prizes, actually 2 prizes if we knock out a GX or EX. So that attack is really looking promising. So now that we established the archetype of the deck, what can help it out? Well, first up, remember that the mini Double Crisis set came out a long time ago and almost nobody got their hands on the cards. Well, we kind of need 1 card from that set, and that is the Stadium card, Team Magma Secret Base, which states whenever a player benches a Pokemon, they get 2 damage counters on them if they are not a Team Magma Pokemon. And nowadays, I can safely say, or actually assure, that 99% of anything in the format will not be a Team Magma Pokemon. So yeah, we get damage spread around like that when they just bench something, which is awesome. We also get hurt a bit by that, but we are not running that much EX or GX, so having the 20 damage on our Pokemon is not bad because yeah, the damage output gets increased with Honchkrow, so that is the main idea. Combine that with Flying Flip of the Tapu Koko a couple of times, and suddenly out of nowhere we are dealing bazillion amount of damage, and that is awesome. Even combine that with a Choice Band or a Professor Kukui and we basically knock everything out of the park, and it's just so good. And that is the main function of the deck. It's its core. Now let's look a little closer at what else is possible. First, I want to mention Epseon EX, which has an attack for a single cardless energy that devolves every Pokemon on your opponent's side of the field and puts the highest stage back into their hand. Think about decks that have weak basics, for example Rowlet, Oddish, Magikarp, Fullmantis, Cosmog, and yeah, more than that, even Alolan Vulpix and stuff, Eevee, yeah. Think about those weak basics. Well, if we just spread around the damage, think about the Team Magma base is out, they bench something, they get 20 damage, we use a flank flip 2 times and boom, they have 60 damage on all of those little basics. Well, we then use devolve of the attack of Epseon EX and boom, suddenly out of nowhere, we knocked everything out and get ourselves a lot of prizes like that. Next up is a card called Bursting Balloon. This card places 6 damage counters on the Pokemon if they attack you with this attached. So this gives 60 extra damage power to the Raven's Claw attack if they are not knocked out, which is awesome. So definitely think about it. Maybe you could have a split line between Choice Band and Bursting Balloon. That could work really well. Next up is the evolution line. Yeah, these guys keep popping up in every video. Again, Honchkrow is a stage 1 Pokemon, so we can make use of the evolutions. If we want to be a lightning type, we get out Jolteon. If we want to be a fire type, we get out Flareon. If we want to be a water type, we get out Vaporeon. So these evolutions from the Ancient Origins set help even to hit those big numbers even quicker. So let's think about the threats: Volcanion EX, Mega Rayquaza, Yveltal EX, Decidueye GX, and more. Well, those have weaknesses all related to those evolutions, so we can get out the type what we want, and then boom, we one-shot anything even quicker. Yeah, also Flowstone is something you might want to consider because the Vaporeon and Flareon don't have free retreat like Jolteon, and if they get stuck in the active position, it's kind of a pain. As a bonus, if we splash in Umbreon GX, just think about we are already maybe running Darkness Energies for the first attack of the Honchkrow. Well, maybe adding in Umbreon GX is also nice because that one also can snipe a bit around with that Shadow Bullet, dealing 90 damage to the active and 30 to one of our opponent's bench Pokemon. If we use it twice, something has 60 damage, and then the evolution attack of Epseon EX can do his handy trick like that. It seems like the perfect fit for a Honchkrow deck in my opinion, if you're running the evolutions, that is. Of course, Tapu Lele GX and or Shaman EX are nice draw supporters to help this deck out in tough situations. Definitely the Tapu Lele to grab the necessary Lysandre or Sycamore or anything depending on the situation, and if you get the necessary Lysandre, we one-shot something, or maybe get something stuck in the active position that has a lot of retreat cost. Think about a Muck that doesn't have a Flowstone or something, and we then use Flying Flip a couple of times. But think about if you want to leave something stuck, then your opponent has a lot of cards to actually prevent that and get it out of the active position. So it's just something to consider. And that's about it for the Pokemon that I will include on the top of my head. There could be other ones or nice inclusions in the deck, so definitely leave them in the comment section if you come up with really great ones yourself. Now that we got our Pokemon out of the way and the tool cards and the stadium that we want, now it's time to mention some items. I already talked about yeah, the tool cards, but now to the pure items and supporters, we of course run the standard stuff: Ultra Ball, VS Seeker, Lysandre, Sycamore, and Un. So yeah, after this is a little bit quick, so just gonna repeat it really slowly. Ultra Ball, VS Seeker, Lysandre, Sycamore, and N. This is actually a core of almost every deck in the format. If you're running item lock, let's grab the VS Seeker. So Special Charge is an item I definitely would include, maybe together with one Energy Lotto, because the double card energies are holy. It's something that we want at the necessary time. Energy Lotto can actually get ourselves the double card energies way quicker. Just think about something: if there are yeah, 2 double card energies priced, it's kind of hard to dig into your deck to get those DCEs at the right time. So definitely include maybe one. Special Charge does the same thing. Let's think about, we have Sycamore in the hand together with 3 double card energies. Well, at certain points there will be double card energies in the discard. That way with Special Charge we can get them back. And also think about all the disruption decks out there. We have Lycanroc GX midday forms crunching away all the double card energies. We have Drampa GX doing actually the same thing for special energies. We have the hammers around. We have Sylveon GX. So yeah, we really need that recovery. Energy Lotto is just for consistency, as mentioned, because yeah, in certain situations we definitely need that card, because we only run 4 double card energies in the entire deck, because that is the limit. So yeah, if we don't draw into them, it won't turn out well. Hex Maniac is also a nice option just to make sure that we can use our items in an item lock, just to shut down that Vileplume or anything like that, and also to yeah, shut down the draw support on the opponent's side. Let's think about Shaman, Tapu Lele that gets shut down with Hex Maniac, so that's great in the early game. We can get it out with Tapu Lele in the right situation. Bridget is also something I would include, or maybe Pokemon Fan Club, depending on your preference, to get out your basic Pokemon straight from the deck without using Ultra Ball, because we all know Garbodor is still loving the Trash Lands attack every time, so we need to be careful to use items and little that amount as much as we can. And that's about it for the things I can think of with when I first see the synergy about Tapu Koko and the Honchkrow. It's definitely a ton of fun to play, and it's not that expensive at all. Be sure to let me know what version of the deck you build, and if you have any tips or suggestions, definitely put them in the comment section. Also, as a side note, Honchkrow will even get better or stronger with the addition of Necrozma GX, because that one deals 100 damage to all EXs and GXs out there on the field. So yeah, the damage output of Raven's Claw is going through the roof with that. And also, I should let you know is that this deck is not perfect. It does have its weaknesses, because Rough Seas is out there, but yeah, spreading around damage counters while they get healed every time is not a fun time. So Rough Seas, definitely a weakness for this type of deck. And as a little mentioning, Mega Tyranitar also works kind of well with the new Tapu Koko. And the Dusknoir and Expanded also is a lot of fun. So Tapu Koko, a great card all around. And this time I combined it with Honchkrow. So this was a deck analysis for today. And now with that, we go on to Poke News. In Poke News, first up we have Raichu. There's a new Raichu card coming in the Burning Shadow set. It doesn't have free retreat, which is not bad. Or actually, it's bad. That sucks because the one from X and Y or Generations has free retreat. So this one has only one retreat. But the ability is so strong. When you play this card to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may leave your opponent's Pokemon poof, paralyzed. Also automatic paralyzation with Evo Shock. That ability is huge. If you're already running Raichu, maybe in a Lycanroc deck, definitely include this one. Having the automatic paralysis will help you out and win you games. There's a lot of ways to prevent this situation. They can use something like Olympia, and with Tapu Lele out there, they can definitely get it out of their deck even if they only run one copy. There's also Switch and Escape Rope, so it's not the perfect ability, but it's definitely something nice to think about. Next is Storm and Spray. This is a new item card. It's also a Team Skullgram item, if you see on the logo there. Choose one card from your opponent's hand, reveal it, and if it's a supporter card, your opponent has to discard that. If not, they put it back into their hand. So it's kind of a risky card, so I don't think it's that good, but in Disruption decks, it can actually go really well. Just think about, we use something like a red card, and then they only have 4 cards. We use a Delinquent, then they will only have 1 card remaining, which is most of the time will be a supporter. Then we use Torment Spray and boof, their entire hand is gone. So it could be something fun like that, but I don't think it'll be the best card ever. So for now, I just give it, yeah, it's an okay card. Next is Heracross. Heracross has always been one of my favorite Pokemon. It has 120 HP and it has an ability that actually keeps it alive time after time. If this Pokemon would be knocked out by your opponent's attack, flip a coin. If heads, this Pokemon is not knocked out and its HP becomes 10 instead. So similar like the Focus Sash, but then the HP has to be full. But this one, really great. Time after time, if you're in luck with coin flips, you can prevent your opponent from taking prize cards. The bad thing, it's weak to the Decidueye, only 2 damage counters, and poof, this one goes to the discard if it only has 10 HP remaining. The same goes if they play a Hax Maniac, then yeah, they can just one-shot you. So yeah, there's a lot of weaknesses here, but it's a grass type. We can add the damage with Lurantis, the promo. So I definitely see a little bit of rogue potential here. Next is Araquanid. This one has for a DCE an attack called Bubble Net, and deals 30 damage during your opponent's next turn. They cannot attach energy cards from their hand to the defending Pokemon. Wow, yeah. If they switch around the Pokemon, then it doesn't work anymore. But just think about something. If they cannot attach energies on their active Pokemon, that is awesome indeed. Definitely something to test out. Again, it's a grass type. You can use Aether's Paradise Conservation Area to keep it alive, and it also has the ability to use more damage, to use that Lurantis promo card together with Choice Band, so maybe something fun here. Next is Meowth, not an interesting card here, just wanted to mention here. Meowth has always been a mascot for Team Rocket, and has a free attack, or actually does it have a free attack? No, you need an energy, not like the Alolan Ninetales, or actually Alolan, yeah, Meowth. It needs an energy and then deals 10 damage. If he hits, your opponent's active Pokemon is paralyzed, so maybe with Fliptini this could be a fun stall card here. Next up is the information about Kommo-o box. There's a Kommo-o box coming in September. Wow, did we really need a Kommo-o GX box? Now this is kind of depressing. I pulled a lot of Kommo-o GXs in my Guardians Rising booster box, and now they're coming out with, of course, a boxed version of it. So yeah, this card will even drop more in value, and it's not that good actually. The only thing here is that we hope that double Dragon Energy gets reprinted, otherwise there's no hope for Komodo GX. This will be the least played GX of all of them. Anyways, next up is Noivern GX, and I actually talked about this card in detail before on a separate video, so definitely check that out. It will be in the description below. So that's about it for this episode. This wraps it up. Hopefully you guys had an awesome time. If you did, show some support by destroying the like button, because you know I always appreciate that. And put your thoughts and suggestions about the Poké News and the deck in the comment section below. And with that, I'll leave you all. Have an awesome day, guys. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, peace out.